So as we get started today, this video is divided into chapters. If you want to skip at any point, just look at the sliding bar underneath the plating window and you can see the chapters to skip ahead. Welcome back to the 14 motif stitch sampler when this is with Patons, and this is the Sampler Afghan, and you're using a 5mm size H crochet hook today. Moving along in the sampler, we're doing the wagon wheels with bobbles. The bobbles are pretty much like popcorn, so it depends on the variation, and I found this was kind of hard to read from the pattern itself, so hopefully my pattern will make my video will hopefully break some barriers if you're having those barriers. You can change colors any way that you wish. I'm only going to keep to the main color as it suggests, and we're going to begin with the instructions now. So let's continue, and we're going to move on. So grab your hook and yarn and let's play. So let's begin. As an experienced crocheter, I tend to assume things are happening in a pattern which makes it more difficult versus somebody that may be new that can read the instructions and get it right away. So sometimes knowing too much is also a barrier. So you're going to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slip stitch to the beginning, chain and pull through. Put the straggler around this, and we're going to move on to the first round, round number 1. In round number 1 we need a total of 16 double crochet. So you're gonna chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. So now that's considered 1 double crochet out of 16. So it says to put 15 double crochets into the ring. So going into the ring, trap the straggler, the loose end around. My mom called it a straggler. That's why I call it a straggler. And you're just going to do a total of 16 double crochets, which includes that chain 3 that you started with, into the ring. So just continue around. And so what I like to do when I do this is that I just put in a whack of them. Whack means many in my slang. And once I think it's getting closer, I then do the final count and just finish up the final numbers. As an experienced crocheter, I can do that pretty easily. So I'm pretty much all the way around, but I'm gonna count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 4 more to do. So 13, 14, and if you're running out of space, just move it. 15 and 16. So with the chaining of 3, there should be a total there. So I'm gonna count before I attach. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Once I'm confirmed with 16, just a slip stitch to the top of the chain 3, and if you went over the straggler like you should have, then you can just simply just trim that, and that'll be out of your way forever and ever. Let's move to the second round. Second round is gonna create the wagon wheel look. So you're going to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, that's a double crochet. 4 and 5 is a chain 2 space. So chaining of 5, that's what that equals. And then come in double crochet in the next one. Then chain 2, so that's a new chain 2 space, and then double crochet in the next double crochet that's sitting down below. So chain 2 and then double crochet in the next double crochet. So please do that all the way around, and you'll have these nice open spaces with 16 total double crochets that are coming into the original. So let's see you at the end of this round in a moment. So continuing around, I got my last double crochet in here. There's a total of 16 of these double crochets. Make sure I chain 2 before attaching it to the third chain up, so that it maintains the space of that beginning. And that was the end of round number 2. So let's begin the third round. You're going to slip stitch to the next chain 2 space before you begin. So just slip on over and then chain 3. That counts as your first double, and then double crochet 2 more times into this same space. Before you move on though, make sure you chain 1 and then come into the next space. So 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3, and then chain 1 and then come into the next space. And please do this all the way around. This is round number 3. When you get all the way around, I got a 3 double crochet, chain 1 before you finish, and then just slip stitch to the top of the first chain 3. And that was round number 3. Let's move on to round number 4. So as we begin, you're going to notice going from this point forward is that you are not going to be slip stitching on a corner. So you'll be midway through a square through a side. So to start this round, you need to slip stitch over to the next chain 1 space. So if you wanted to change color, then just start in a chain 1 space. So right where you are now, you're going to just chain 1 and you'll single crochet into the same space. And then you're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. The next space that you'll run into the chain 1 space is going to be the first corner. So it'll be a single crochet and then you're going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then come into the next space after that. So we're gonna start a fresh side. So there's going to be 3 sections before a corner starts again. So you're gonna chain 3 and single crochet in there. So that's 1 of 3. So then chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 1 space. So that's 2 of 3. Do it again, chain 3 and single crochet. This here is the 3 that are in between a corner. Chain 6 now to start a new corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then come to the next chain 1 space and that is your corner. So then we're gonna do 3 sections again. So 1, 2, 3, single in the next space, and then 1, 2, 3, single in the next space, and 1, 2, 3 in the next space. And then a new corner is going to begin. So chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come to the next space. So that's your corner again, and you'll do your 3 sections again. So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. That's 2 of 3, and 1, 2, 3. This is the final section of that side. Make a new corner. So chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, coming in, and then you're going to finish the last 2 sections that are left on this first side. So 1, 2, 3, this is 1 of 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and you'll slip stitch to the first single crochet, and that will give you the 3 that are complete. So see how we started and ended? That's kind of cool, right? So that's the end of round number 4, and we're going to begin round number 5 in a moment. Okay, round number 5 is really going to make it square, and each one of these chain 3s that are in the sides are always going to be the same, and then the corners will always be the same of their instruction. So it's actually not that hard. So you're gonna slip stitch then to the next chain 3, and this is the chain 3 before a corner, just to keep that in mind. You're going to chain 3 and then 2 more double crochet into that same space. So each one of these chain 3 spaces is gonna have 3 double crochets in it. Once you get that done, you're gonna go to a corner, which is a chain 6. So you'll start off with 5 double crochets first. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you're gonna chain 3 to turn the corner. Sorry, you're gonna chain 2 to change a corner. So 1 and 2, so chain 2, and then 5 more double crochets into the same one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now you have the 3 sections before the next corner appears, so each one of those sections will be 3 double crochet. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So I'm more concerned about looking for the corners than I am anything, because I know that everything else in between is just 3 double crochets in them. So the corner is next. So like we already know, so 5 double crochets first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and chain 2 to turn, and then 5 more double crochets in there. So I need you to do this all the way around, and this will conclude then for round number 5, and then we have only one more round to go after this, and you'll already be to the right size to fit into your sampler motif. So again, once the corner is finished, 3, 3, and 3, new corner, and then 3, 3, 3, new corner, and then finish off with the final 2. I'll see you back here in a moment. Okay, once you're all the way around, just slip stitch it to the top of the first chain 3, Now we're going to move on to the final round. The final round really confused me when I did the practice sample, so I'm gonna show you what that looks like first, and then you have that advantage because it's hard to tell the three-dimensional look based on the photograph. So I'll show you what it ends up looking like first. So the final round has these bobbles. They're technically 4 double crochets that make up a popcorn. So you'll notice that the corners will always be the same, and you'll kick off with the bobble. So you're gonna be skipping stitches that you're going all the way across. So you'll have a bobble, you'll skip a stitch, you have a double crochet, a bobble, double, bobble, double, bobble, double, and finish off with the bobble. And you'll have that. So you have a total of 5 bobbles on each side, no matter what side you're looking at. So if you can understand that, that'll help you a lot, and if you have to improvise, it's not so bad. And we're going to continue with the final round, which is a lot of instruction, but technically it's not that hard. So let's begin. So right where we're sitting is where we're going to start our journey, and you'll chain a total of 4. So 1, 2, 3, that's your first double crochet, and the 4th is a chain 1 space. You have to skip the next stitch out, okay, and so you have to go to the next one over here, and you're going to put in 4 double crochet. This is making up a bobble. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once you have your 4 in, you take it out and you'll put it into the first one, going in there, pulling it through, and chain 1 to lock it. Then you have to keep on moving along. So you have to chain 1, skip the next one, and double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip the next one, and this is the second one before the corner, and that's a bobble or a popcorn. So you're gonna put 4 double crochet first. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Release it, pull it out, going in, pull through, chain 1 to lock, chain 1 to create a space. So if it were me and you weren't watching me, which I do is that when I pull the bobble together, I chain 1 and 2. So I say 1 and 2 and then I move on. So I don't just say chain 1 to lock and then chain 1 to go. I just go chain 1 and 2. It's up to you. And the corners will always be the same. So 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. And before you begin, again another side, just chain 1 to create a space. Come to the second one over, and that's where your first bobble will begin. So your 4 double crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Release it. So you pull through. So normally I would say chain 1 to lock, chain 1 for a space, so I'll just say 1, 2. Does that make sense? So skipping next one, double crochet in the next, chain 1 to create a space, skipping 1, going to the next and creating a bobble. So 4 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Release, going in, pull through. So chain 1 to lock and then a space. So 1 and 2. Skip the next one, double crochet in the next. So you just gotta remember that these double crochets are sitting between the popcorns or the bobbles. So chain 1, go to skip 1, go to the next and create a bobble. Lock, skip 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, bobble. For me to get this last night, I must have been really tired, but I really struggled to understand what it was asking me, and then finally I just said screw it, I'm going to look at it and just do it exactly what it shows, and I had to trust the pattern. For me it just wasn't making sense in my head. So you know, and I use the word screw it, but I care. It's just sometimes you just gotta follow the instructions and trust it, and that's what happened with me. So skip 1 and bobble into the next. So this is the bobble before the corner. I've used that expression before and I got in trouble for it because it makes that I don't care, but sometimes you just gotta follow the instructions and hope for the best. So chain, there you go, and then do your corner. But I get in trouble every day on YouTube anyway. Doesn't matter what I do. Okay, so then your corners are always the same. 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So that's all you're gonna do all the way around, and when you get all the way around you're going to slip stitch it to the beginning, and I'll see you there in just a moment. So just continue doing the sides over and over until you're back all the way around. So when you get all the way around, I've got my last bobble, I've got my closing and my chain 1, so chain 1, 2, and I'm just going to slip stitch it to the 3rd chain up. So make sure that you can see before you do that that there was 5 bobbles on that side, and so then that makes it all in balance. So you're going to fasten off at this time, and there's a link in the more information for applying your border, so you'll just equally space out your border on this. You need to make a total of 3 of these for this particular sampler Afghan, and that's where your journey is gonna end today on this particular sample. So we're gonna move on to the next one of the Evening Star motif. I found it was one of the hardest ones of them all, and that'll be next time, and that's gonna be our journey. So let's continue into the next one, and I'll see you next time.